In a galaxy far away, there existed an advanced alien civilization called the Zintharians. They were known for their powerful technology and vast empires, having conquered many worlds over thousands of years. The Zintharians prided themselves on their superiority and looked down on other races, especially humans. To them, humans were nothing more than a primitive species, hardly worth their attention. One day, the Zintharians called a meeting of the Galactic Council, where leaders from different species gathered to discuss important matters. This time, the council was to decide how to handle the growing presence of humans in the galaxy. The Zintharians wanted to send a clear message that they would not tolerate any challenges to their authority. At the meeting, a human diplomat named Alex Thompson was chosen to represent Earth. Alex was brave and smart, determined to show the council that humans were more than just a weak species. However, as soon as he arrived, he sensed the hostility from the Zintharians. They laughed at him, whispering amongst themselves and pointing fingers. One alien leader, a tall creature with shimmering blue skin named Lord Vrax, spoke loudly, "Why do we even allow these tiny beings to sit with us? They are not worthy of our time." The other aliens chuckled, clearly enjoying the mockery. Alex's face turned red with anger, but he knew he had to remain calm. He stood tall and spoke confidently. "Humans may be different, but we have our strengths. We are resilient and capable of great things." The Zintharians continued their jeers, dismissing Alex's words as empty boasts. "Look at their technology!" another alien shouted, pointing at the small device Alex carried, which was a simple communication tool compared to the advanced gadgets the Zintharians used. "They think they can challenge us with this?" Laughter echoed through the chamber. Feeling the weight of their mockery, Alex tried to keep his composure. "We have advanced in ways you do not understand. You might see us as weak, but underestimating us will be your greatest mistake." But the Zintharians were not interested in listening. They had already made up their minds about humanity. Lord Vrax leaned forward, his voice dripping with arrogance. "Let us show them what happens when they defy us. We should make an example of their puny colony on the outskirts of our territory." With that, the council agreed to plan an attack on a small human colony on a distant planet named New Eden. The Zintharians believed that by destroying the colony, they would send a powerful message to humanity. They were not to be trifled with. Alex felt a chill run down his spine as he realized the danger that awaited his people. As the Zintharians prepared for their assault, Alex rushed back to Earth. He knew he had to warn his government about the impending threat. When he arrived, he gathered the leaders and explained the situation. "The Zintharians plan to attack us," he said urgently. "We must be ready to defend ourselves." The room fell silent. Some leaders were skeptical, thinking it was just another attempt by the aliens to scare humans. But Alex was determined. "They underestimate us. We may seem weak to them, but we have faced challenges before, and we have always come out stronger." Realizing the severity of the situation, the leaders decided to take action. They quickly assembled a group of elite soldiers known as the Earth Defenders, a team of highly trained individuals skilled in combat and strategy. Each soldier was equipped with the latest technology developed on Earth. They were ready to fight for their home and protect their people. Meanwhile, the Zintharians celebrated their plan, confident that they would crush the humans without a second thought. They boasted about their advanced weaponry and powerful ships, completely oblivious to the fire they had ignited. "Once we destroy New Eden, the humans will learn their place," Lord Vrax declared, his voice full of contempt. But as they prepared for the assault, little did the Zintharians know that their actions would awaken a fierce determination within the humans. Alex and the Earth Defenders were fueled by anger and the desire to prove that humanity was not to be underestimated. The stage was set for a confrontation that would change everything. As the countdown to the attack began, both sides braced for the conflict. The Zintharians, with their arrogance, believed they were invincible. Meanwhile, the humans were preparing to show the galaxy just how wrong the Zintharians were. The tension in the air was thick, and a storm was brewing that would soon erupt into chaos. In the coming days, the Zintharians would learn a valuable lesson. Angering humans was a mistake they would quickly regret. Back on Earth, the atmosphere was tense as news of the Zintharian threat spread like wildfire. Alex Thompson, the human diplomat, had rushed to the government with urgent news about the impending attack on New Eden. The leaders of Earth gathered in a large conference room, their faces filled with worry and determination. "Everyone, we need to prepare," Alex said, standing at the front of the room. The Zintharians believe they can destroy us easily, but we have to show them that we will not back down. We need to defend New Eden and protect our people. Some leaders exchanged nervous glances. But how can we fight against their advanced technology? One asked, fear evident in his voice. They have powerful ships and weapons. We are just humans! Alex took a deep breath, knowing he had to inspire confidence. We may not have the same technology, but we have something they lack: creativity and resilience. Throughout history, we have faced great challenges, and each time we have found a way to overcome them. This time will be no different. The leaders began to rally together, realizing the importance of unity in this dire moment. They quickly assembled a group of elite soldiers known as the Earth Defenders. This team was made up of the best, highly trained individuals who had proven themselves in various missions. They were skilled in combat, strategy, and had a deep love for their planet. As the Earth Defenders gathered in their base, excitement mixed with nerves filled the air. Each soldier was briefed on the situation, and they were given the latest weapons and technology that Earth had to offer. The soldiers knew the odds were against them, but they were determined to protect their home. The leader of the Earth Defenders, Captain Mia Reynolds, stood before her team. Listen up, everyone! The Zintharians think they can come to our colony and destroy us without consequence. They underestimate us, and that will be their downfall. We may not have their numbers, but we have heart and determination. We are fighting for our families, our friends, and our planet. The soldiers nodded, their spirits lifted. They were ready to fight, fueled by the desire to protect their home and prove the Zintharians wrong. As they prepared for battle, they shared stories of bravery and sacrifice, reminding each other of what they were fighting for. Meanwhile, the Zintharians were busy preparing their attack. They were confident in their technology and believed the fight would be over before it began. These humans are foolish to think they can stand against us, Lord Vrax declared, looking at the massive fleet of ships gathered for the assault. We will crush them and show them the true power of the Zintharians. As the Zintharian fleet set off toward New Eden, the Earth Defenders were already on high alert. They had been training tirelessly, developing strategies to combat the alien ships. Captain Mia led them in practice drills, ensuring everyone knew their role. The soldiers learned to work together, forming a strong bond that would be crucial in the upcoming battle. The day of the attack arrived, and the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. Alex and the leaders watched from Earth's command center as the Zintharian ships approached New Eden. They could see the massive fleet in the distance, a dark cloud of metal and power. "Stay calm," Alex said, trying to reassure everyone around him. "We have prepared for this. The Earth Defenders will hold their ground." As the Zintharians entered New Eden's atmosphere, the Earth Defenders launched their counteroffensive. They used advanced drones equipped with powerful weapons, flying swiftly to intercept the alien ships. The humans relied on speed and strategy rather than sheer firepower, knowing that the Zintharians were overconfident. "Engage!" Captain Mia shouted, and the Earth Defenders sprang into action. Drones zipped through the air, firing at the incoming Zintharian ships. The aliens were caught off guard, surprised by the humans' quick response. The battle raged on, and the Earth Defenders fought valiantly. They executed well-planned maneuvers, dodging the alien ships while targeting their weaknesses. For the first time, the Zintharians were faced with unexpected resistance. The humans were not simply rolling over, they were fighting back with everything they had. Back in the command center, Alex felt a surge of hope as he watched the battle unfold on the screens. "Look at them go! They're holding their ground!" he exclaimed, pride swelling in his chest. The Earth Defenders were proving that humans were not to be underestimated. As the battle continued, the Zintharians began to panic. They had expected an easy victory, but now they faced a fierce fight from a species they had thought weak. The tide was turning, and the Zintharians quickly realized that angering humans was a mistake they would come to regret. The humans were ready to fight for their survival, and they would not back down. The stage was set for a clash that would change the fate of both species forever. As the battle raged on above New Eden, the air was filled with the sounds of explosions and the cries of both human and alien forces. The Earth Defenders fought with everything they had, pushing back against the invading Zintharian fleet. Captain Mia Reynolds led her team with courage and determination, her heart racing as she commanded their every move. "Keep your formation tight," she shouted over the communication system. We need to work together to take them down. The Earth defenders flew their drones in perfect synchronization, dodging enemy fire while launching counterattacks. Each soldier felt the weight of their mission on their shoulders, knowing they were fighting not just for their lives, but for the future of humanity. Meanwhile, the Zintharians were beginning to feel the pressure. Lord Vrax watched in disbelief as human drones darted around his ships, striking with surprising accuracy. "How is this possible?" he growled, anger boiling inside him. "These humans should be easy prey. We cannot let them defeat us." Frustrated and desperate, Vrax ordered his forces to unleash their full power. Massive beams of energy shot from the Zintharian ships, illuminating the dark sky. The aliens believed that sheer firepower would intimidate the humans into retreating. However, instead of backing down, the Earth defenders rallied together, more determined than ever to protect their home. "Stay focused!" Mia yelled, rallying her team. "We can do this! Aim for their engines. Hit them where it hurts." The Earth defenders quickly adjusted their strategy. Instead of attacking the heavily armored hulls of the Zintharian ships, they targeted their engines. With coordinated strikes, they aimed to cripple the Zintharians' ability to maneuver. It was a risky move, but the humans had nothing to lose. As drones swooped in, their weapons fired with precision, hitting the alien ships' engines and causing them to sputter and fail. One by one, Zintharian ships began to fall from the sky, crashing down onto the surface of New Eden. The Earth defenders watched in amazement as their strategy started to pay off. The tide of the battle was turning in their favor. "Look!" one soldier exclaimed, pointing at the screens. "We're actually doing it! They're falling back!" Encouraged by this unexpected success, the humans pushed harder. They saw that the Zintharians were not the unbeatable foes they had once believed. Each downed ship boosted their morale, reminding them that they were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for their dignity and pride. As the battle intensified, Mia spotted a large Zintharian cruiser on the horizon. It was one of the biggest ships in the fleet, and it was charging straight toward their formation. "We need to take that ship down," she shouted. "It's time to end this fight once and for all." With determination shining in her eyes, Mia led her team toward the cruiser. They knew it would be a tough challenge, but they were fueled by the victories they had already achieved. As they neared the massive ship, Mia devised a daring plan. "Okay, team," she instructed, "we're going to split into two groups. One group will create a distraction, drawing their fire. The other group will go for the engines. We can't let them regroup." The team nodded, adrenaline pumping through their veins. They split into two formations, one group diving in to distract the cruiser, while the other moved in for the kill. The distraction worked perfectly. The Zintharians focused all their fire on the first group, leaving the second group free to sneak in. As the second group approached the cruiser, they targeted its engines, firing everything they had. Explosions erupted as their missiles struck home, and the cruiser began to lose power. The Zintharians were panicking, realizing that they were losing control of the situation. Back on Earth, the command center erupted in cheers as they witnessed the scene unfolding on their screens. Alex Thompson could hardly contain his excitement. "We're doing it! We're really doing it!" he shouted, high-fiving his fellow leaders. "We're showing the galaxy what humanity is made of!" But just as victory seemed within reach, a sudden alarm blared throughout the command center. "Warning! Incoming enemy reinforcements!" a voice echoed. The Zintharians had sent for backup ships, and they were on their way. Mia felt her heart drop as she received the news. "We need to finish this quickly," she said, urgency creeping into her voice. "We can't let them regroup or we'll be overwhelmed." With renewed focus, the Earth defenders intensified their assault on the cruiser. Their strikes were relentless, and finally, with one last powerful blow, the cruiser's engines exploded, sending the ship spiraling out of control. It crashed into the Zintharian fleet, causing chaos among the alien ships. The sight of their flagship going down was too much for the remaining Zintharians. Panic spread through their ranks, and they began to retreat, scrambling to escape the humans' fierce counterattack. The tide had officially turned, and victory was now within reach for humanity. As the Zintharian fleet began to scatter, the Earth defenders cheered, their voices ringing out in triumph. They had faced an overwhelming enemy and emerged stronger. The humans had proven that they were not just a primitive species, they were a force to be reckoned with. With their spirits high, the Earth defenders prepared for the final push. They knew they had to seize this moment and finish what they had started. The battle was not over yet, but they were ready to fight for their future no matter the cost. The Zintharians had underestimated them, and now it was time for the humans to claim their victory. The Earth Defenders had proven their strength and bravery, but the battle was far from over. As the Zintharian fleet scrambled to retreat, Captain Mia Reynolds knew they had to press the advantage. The humans were not going to let their enemies escape easily. They had to make sure that the Zintharians understood the consequences of their actions. "Everyone, listen up!" Mia shouted to her team, gathering them for one last briefing. "We have to finish this fight. We cannot let them regroup and come back stronger. If we want peace, we need to show them that they cannot mess with humanity." The soldiers nodded in agreement, adrenaline still pumping through their veins. They felt a mix of excitement and determination. They had fought bravely and now stood at the edge of a significant victory. The Earth Defenders reformed their lines, ready to hunt down the remaining Zintharian ships. As they soared through the skies, the damaged Zintharian ships scattered in different directions, desperately trying to escape the chaos. Mia and her team set their sights on the closest fleeing ship. "Let's show them how humans fight," she commanded, her voice steady and fierce. The Earth Defenders launched their drones at the fleeing Zintharians, their weapons firing with precision. They quickly locked onto one ship that had fallen behind the others. The crew aboard the Zintharian vessel could see the humans closing in on them, and panic set in. "They are coming for us!" one alien yelled, fear creeping into his voice. "We can't let them catch us!" The captain of the Zintharian ship shouted back. "Prepare to fire! We have to hold them off!" But it was too late. The Earth Defenders were already upon them, using their advanced tactics to outmaneuver the alien ship. Missiles flew through the air, striking the Zintharian vessel and causing it to spin out of control. The humans did not stop there. They were relentless in their pursuit. As the Zintharian ship struggled to stay in the air, the crew inside felt the fear of defeat. "We have to send a message to Lord Vrax," one of the officers said frantically. "He needs to know what's happening." The Earth Defenders took advantage of the Zintharian ship's panic. "We need to take them down before they can send a distress signal," Mia said urgently. "If they call for help, we could be overwhelmed." With a final burst of energy, Mia ordered a full-scale assault on the enemy ship. The drones swarmed around it like angry bees, firing in unison. The Zintharians fought back with everything they had, but their firepower was no match for the humans' determination. "Brace for impact!" the Zintharian captain yelled as explosions rocked their ship. But there was no escaping the humans' onslaught. With a final missile strike, the Earth Defenders hit the Zintharian ship's core. The explosion was massive, and the alien ship erupted into flames, breaking apart in the sky. The Earth Defenders cheered as they watched their victory unfold. "That's one less ship to worry about," one soldier shouted, feeling the rush of triumph. But Mia knew they had more work to do. The remaining Zintharian fleet was still regrouping, and they needed to ensure that the aliens learned a valuable lesson. As they continued their pursuit, the Zintharians began to feel the weight of their decisions. Lord Vrax, watching the chaos from his flagship, was filled with rage and disbelief. How could this be happening? He shouted at his commanders. "These humans are supposed to be weak! We underestimated them, and now they are destroying our fleet!" His officers tried to defend their position. "We still have reinforcements coming. We cannot lose hope," one urged, trying to keep morale up among the crew. But Vrax's anger was boiling over. He realized that the humans had turned the tide of battle, and his empire was in serious trouble. Back on Earth, the command center was alive with excitement and concern. Alex Thompson was glued to the screens analyzing the situation. "We need to keep an eye on that flagship. If Lord Vrax escapes, he could come back with more forces," he warned. The leaders of Earth knew that they had to be vigilant, and they hoped that the Earth Defenders would finish the job. As Mia and her team continued their assault, they spotted the Zintharian flagship in the distance. "There it is!" she exclaimed. "That's where we need to go next. If we take down Vrax's ship, we can end this once and for all." The soldiers felt a surge of determination. They knew this would be their toughest challenge yet, but they were ready to fight for their freedom. With a clear target in sight, the Earth Defenders charged toward the flagship, their hearts racing with the thrill of the hunt. As they approached, the Zintharian flagship opened fire, its massive cannons booming in the sky. But the Earth Defenders had come too far to turn back now. "We will not give up!" Mia shouted, leading her team into the thick of battle. "For Earth! For humanity!" The final confrontation had begun. The humans were ready to prove that they were not just survivors, but warriors. This was their reckoning, and they would show the Zintharians the true meaning of defiance. The outcome of this battle would determine not just their fate, but the future of their entire species. The stakes were higher than ever, and they were prepared to fight to the end. The final battle was about to unfold. Captain Mia Reynolds took a deep breath, gripping the controls of her ship tightly as she led the Earth defenders toward the massive Zintharian flagship. In the distance, the flagship loomed ominously against the darkening sky, a fortress of alien technology. They knew this was the heart of the Zintharian fleet, and taking it down would send a powerful message. Humanity was not to be underestimated. "Prepare for engagement," Mia commanded, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. The Earth defenders, having already proven their strength in previous encounters, were determined to finish what they had started. They had fought hard and earned their place in this fight. As they closed in, the Zintharians responded with a fierce barrage of fire. Explosions erupted all around them, but the humans expertly maneuvered their ships, dodging the incoming blasts. Mia's heart raced with both excitement and fear. This was their moment to shine. "Stay together," she shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. "We need to focus our fire on their shield generators. If we can bring those down, we can breach the ship's hull." The Earth defenders formed a tight formation, their ships working in unison as they concentrated their fire on the shield generators. The energy fields shimmered and flickered under their relentless assault. Slowly but surely, the shields began to fail. Inside the Zintharian flagship, Lord Vrax paced back and forth, feeling the tremors of the battle through the walls. "What is happening out there?" he demanded, his voice filled with anger and disbelief. "Why are they getting closer? We cannot allow them to breach our defenses." His commander scrambled to regain control. "We need to reroute power to the shields," one officer yelled, panic evident in his voice. But Vrax could see the tide turning against them. The humans were stronger and more organized than he had ever anticipated. As the Earth defenders concentrated their fire, a huge explosion erupted when they finally breached the flagship's shields. Cheers erupted from the humans as the energy field collapsed, leaving the ship vulnerable. "Now let's finish this," Mia yelled, her excitement echoing in the cockpit. With renewed determination, the Earth defenders launched a massive offensive. Missiles struck the flagship's hull, causing significant damage. They could see lights flickering inside the alien ship as it struggled to stay afloat. The Zintharian crew was in a panic, scrambling to respond to the unexpected assault. "We have to stop them! They're going to breach the core!" one Zintharian officer shouted, but it was too late. The humans were relentless, and their determination was unstoppable. Mia led her team in one final push, targeting the flagship's core. "This is it! We take it down now!" she shouted. The drones surged forward, firing everything they had. With one last volley of missiles, they struck the core, and a massive explosion rocked the flagship. The blast was blinding, and the ship began to break apart. Lord Vrax watched in horror as his flagship was destroyed. "No! This cannot be happening!" he screamed, but there was nothing he could do to stop it. The Earth defenders had done the impossible. As the flagship fell from the sky, the remaining Zintharian fleet began to retreat in chaos. The humans had proven their strength, and it was clear that the Zintharians could not win this battle. The Earth defenders cheered, their voices ringing out in celebration. "Victory is ours!" one soldier shouted, pumping his fist in the air. The humans had come together in a way they never thought possible, united against a common enemy. This battle had shown them that they were capable of so much more than they had believed. As the dust settled, Mia took a moment to reflect on what they had accomplished. They had stood up against a powerful alien force and had emerged victorious. But she knew that this victory was not just about defeating the Zintharians, it was about sending a message to the galaxy. Humanity would not be pushed around. They were a force to be reckoned with, and they would protect their home at all costs. Back on Earth, the command center erupted with cheers. Alex Thompson, along with other leaders, watched the victory unfold on their screens. "We did it! We showed them what humanity can do!" he exclaimed, feeling pride swell in his chest. This was a turning point for humanity, and they would not forget it. As the Earth defenders returned to their base, they were met with a hero's welcome. People lined the streets, waving flags and cheering for their champions. It was a moment of triumph that none of them would ever forget. They had come together to fight for their future, and they had succeeded. In the aftermath of the battle, Mia and her team were honored for their bravery and skill. They had forged bonds that would last a lifetime, and they had proven that when humanity united, they could overcome any challenge. But Mia knew that the fight was not over. The Zintharians would not forget this defeat, and they might return one day. However, now they understood what humanity was capable of. They had learned that humans were not weak. They were resilient, courageous, and willing to fight for what they believed in. With a renewed sense of purpose, Mia looked toward the future. She knew that humanity would face new challenges, but they would do so together. They had won this battle, but the war for their future had just begun. And they would be ready,